So, good morning everyone and welcome to a new video on this channel. Today you see it, Typhochlaena SELADONIA, just hiding back into its retreat, but that will be the topic of today. We will feed this adult female, just freshly molted a few days ago, and we'll also feed two other specimens which you maybe have seen on the thumbnail, but I'm not going to reveal it now, but you can guess it while watching the video. So just opening the lid of this arboreal trapdoor spider is just mind-blowing every time. You're not going to see this species very often if you keep them in captivity. And here you see how they close the trapdoor. You see the fourth pair of legs, the hind legs, are actually used to close the lid, and that's what she's actually trying to do right now. But of course we want to get some more footage of her and hopefully a nice feeding clip, so therefore I'll just use a pin to locate the trapdoor lid so it will not close any further. And this is also something you can use when you're feeding your Typhochlaena SELADONIA. If the specimen does not take the offered cricket or small roach, you can actually just pin the roach right next to the trapdoor lid. That's a pro tip right there. So feeding the cricket, you see it's almost the same size as the adult female we're feeding here. And luckily she is hungry. Yeah, perfect. So, of course, one of the most beautiful tarantulas out there, but at the same time also definitely one of the smallest species of tarantula out there. When you think about getting them for your pet tarantula, just keep a few things in mind. First of all, you're not going to see them very often. You see, she grabbed the prey and is trying to close the lid again. So eventually the lid will be closed, and that was it from the Typhochlaena SELADONIA. You're not going to see the specimen again when you keep them in captivity. So I'm not sure if it's a species you can basically recommend. Certainly not for beginners, because as other Aviculariinae species which are like from this subfamily, you should keep them at quite, I would say, good ventilated containers. So they don't necessarily need a high humidity level, but you just make sure that the airflow is good enough and there is no old air inside of the container, if that makes any sense. But of course, if you have one and if they are offered around your place, they are now being bred quite often and quite successful. So that is great news for the hobby and for the whole population worldwide, because in the end it means that there is no illegal poaching needed for these animals anymore, because they are bred in captivity and quite successful, what I've heard. So I just have this unique female in my collection. I raised it from a small spiderling, and it's now I think around 1.5 years old. And look at the colors. I mean, there are no words needed. Mind-blowing coloration. And fun fact, the blue coloration is in fact not a color in terms of when you compare it to other colors of a tarantula. So you see it quite good here because I used a strong LED power flash. So the hairs are breaking the light because they are they have multiple structures. So basically the light gets broken through these hairs and then it appears to be blue. So that basically have all the blue tarantulas, so there is not a single blue tarantula who actually has a blue coloration actually as a color. So you see that when you get the specimen in alcohol for like scientific examinations, they will lose the blue color because there is actually no blue coloration. There's just like the hairs with its structure to and who break the light to appear blue. So we'll get to cover that in a future episode because we're currently working on a project involving these kind of blue hairs on tarantulas, so stay tuned for that. Still feeding on the cricket. There is not much to say. We have another video about Typhochlaena SELADONIA where I feature some more in-depth information of where this species originates from. So it is from the Mata Atlântica, the Atlantic rainforest coast in Brazil, and lives there in 2 or 3 different states. It's not 100% clear on how huge its distribution range is, but it certainly is not a rare tarantula in the wild, since documented specimen numbers are quite high. You can read that up in the British Tarantula Journal, for example, and there are other articles about Typhochlaena who provide a very good insight of this species. And of course there are other species of Typhochlaena. There is the Typhochlaena costae, which was also featured in the 2018 article in the British Tarantula Society. So that might be something you want to read. I think we all have now quite a lot of time to read. So that would be maybe something you could consider, or you just enjoy watching these 4K clips of this amazing, beautiful tarantula, and you can just mute the whole video and just play it on repeat on your huge TV screen, so you actually have something to look at and maybe to like get some different thoughts on your mind in this whole situation. So let's just finish with the footage of this Typhochlaena SELADONIA. We successfully fed this animal. It's an adult female, as I mentioned, and of course she's right next to her lid, so on the left down corner on the left side you can see the entrance of the trapdoor she built. And just in a few seconds we try to get her back underneath her completely structured entrance, and it's just mind-blowing. Just see how this structure just looks like the original bark, and she actually grabbed all the pieces with her chelicera, with her fangs, and silked it together so that it looks just perfectly camouflaged. So extremely fascinating, but certainly not a species you're seeing very often in your collection. So that might be something if you want to consider. So heading over to the next one, you see this is a Pamphobeteus species from Ecuador, and boom, she just got the cricket. I fed her a small cricket because now we're just putting a second one. And yeah, they're quite fast, of course. Tarantulas are fast, you already know that. Pamphobeteus species Costa from Ecuador. Costa meaning coast. Boom, yeah, they're pretty fast. And you see these purple shine on not only the carapace, but also on the legs. And this will stay also in adult females. So you see the shine on the femurs. This purple, it's just, we'll see when she will be a little bit bigger on how this will evolve. And of course the carapace with its structure and the mask in this different colorations just shining. Very remarkable species. I just have a single female specimen of this Pamphobeteus species Costa from Ecuador. So we will see when she's an adult on how we can actually get a male specimen to ideally tried to breed it because, yeah, just look at her. Amazing specimen. And yeah, we'll see how fast she will grow. She's about 2.5 years old, and I just got her recently in my collection. So not staying with us for a long time now, but I hope she will stay for many, many years. Here you can see the purple shine on the femurs again, and this will stay also in adult females, but of course the males will just look extremely purple when they are mature. So we hope to see that in the near future. So coming to the last specimen we tried to feed, you see how spiky these legs are. They're not just hairy, but look at the black spikes on the metatarsus. Do you already know which species we're looking at? It's an other female, not yet adult, but this is actually the first pair of leg, and you see tarsus and metatarsus is brightly colored, and the rest of the leg is way darker and has stripes on it. Now you know it. Theraphosa apophysis, a huge Goliath bird-eating tarantula from Venezuela. This is a species which grows extremely huge. Not only that, but it's the most colorful ones of all the Theraphosa species. So Theraphosa apophysis has to have a purple shine on the carapace, even adult females. And the males just look amazing. They resemble, just like the Pamphobeteus and Xenestis males with this purple shine, Theraphosa apophysis males do somewhat also have this. Of course, we try to feed her. She's a bit strange sometimes. She just jumps away. So let's see. Yeah, you see she did not grab the cricket, but that's how you can differentiate these Theraphosa from Theraphosa blondie and Theraphosa sturmi. You see the first two pair of legs have exactly these bright coloration on tarsus and metatarsus. And of course, these stripes are just so significant on even the palps. These two stripes on the whole legs, amazing. And when we switch the camera angle a little bit, you can see that they're also having some sort of markings on the carapace. So it looks like a V, and another cricket, of course. But that's also something the Theraphosa blondie and Theraphosa sturmi don't really have. They're just brown, but this one, the Theraphosa apophysis, just a remarkable species. And of course we will get some more video footage of them in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and consider watching all our tarantulas in the wild episodes. Would be great, and see you guys next time.